Okay, just try to think about it from my perspective. I'm a green, untrained, 35, highly suspicious, hypervigilance, PSTD kind of cowboy I am. I'm pretty good with crypto satire of it all when you're listening to Kuda.
Go ahead and jump in to the good stuff. So in order to develop this project step by step, we're going to use something called Jupyter Notebooks, and you can sort of play with these in the Anaconda prompt, or at least launch them from here. So,
So for me, this is nice to know a bunch of different terminal routes to go, and that's the whole current. I think you kind of start. Everybody starts zero there. You got to get a prompt somewhere up here. You're probably gonna kiss the ring immediately the second you do, regardless of whether there is securities and privacies and anything else, because of issues like this. And it's important to kind of consider it for a second here. I'm not just racing in here blindly hoping to stay cool with this next technique. I mean, I've been trying. I tried it with a couple, obviously, and mine. This was supposed to be a math one. I couldn't get it to play through on my terminal. It was a big one too, and I couldn't get it to go through any of the other models. I couldn't get it through here, or I haven't tried it on the GitHub version of that I did. But it's nice to be able to pull prompts up from wherever, because it's a terminal. You should be able to do it from the inspect screen and still be able to do it, and just be able to do it from anybody's computer at any time. But again, that doesn't mean that
Anaconda prompt.
Anaconda here or anybody else is pretty predatorial, that the way they gather information, and could potentially use that while you're slipping something into this code. I get, again, the style art that goes into why mine has those bright orange colors. That works for me. I liked it. I actually agreed with the person. They were a VS dev. They were going to get that anyways, and that's core to the information. I really don't know Free Code Camp. What their insight is. It seems like a big name, and it's 8 million subscribers. We got 353,000 in 3 months, so you're getting 100,000 a month on that. That's a pretty big driver. And in that way, when we're getting the URL out of their site, or he'll actually say the words. I'm just skipping it here because I'm trying not to be too much of that. Back to the teacher showing you how to do something you were just going to naturally come right through anyways. And a lot of times you just got to accept the cookies in that practice phase stuff before you feel so comfortable that, I don't really need it for my gear. I don't even know what I'm buying yet. I haven't seen a picture of the AI integrated in here. So for me to weigh it out, like, all right, that risk of you doing something like that and data mining the information has to pull, not in the buy, but at least at that part right here, like, give me a 2-second flash right here, or a little bit prior to this, that says, hey, I actually seen one on the ADP or ADI on GitHub there, or GPT-4, GPT-3, that's the AI assistant that you're building, and I actually seen it on the VS HUD, or GitHub, where they were actually typing the code the way I did with a prompt like the HTML play for that. Now, that might, just because this is in the terminal, doesn't mean that it wouldn't work the same way for me, or could create that program whichever way shift that would become. Which, and again, I have, you look at my GitHub, it's 99.9% HTML right now, just because it's the only thing that I can say would do anything without me messing it up, that I can hello world for sure, to make sure some of the base mechanics are there. Whether I need Python installation or CSS or anything else, because you'll usually get they'll come in and it's like, I'm going to have you integrate to my style because I'm a computer programmer and I developed this one, and I don't want you to use anybody else's, and I don't care if you've already installed something else, just hit the button. Fair. And one or two or three of those, 5 of those, 9 of those later of the same thing, based on, you type this in, a whole bunch of stuff prints out. if it's big like Unity or Visual Studios or something like that, I would imagine there's a little bit more to it than that. But it's really something you need to take in consideration with all that cybersecurity going on today, and letting people into your software isn't just about stealing their money. It's also about stealing information about how you move and do things. It's super dangerous. If you watch me on the rabbit line enough, you would know personal information about how to undermine a hit that I was doing, like once every 6 months. But you've watched it for so long that you built the pattern off of that and take it from me. And I didn't give you that information. Is kind of the issue with the cybersecurity and defense, security defense, being military audit. Their First Amendment, a little different. They're builders. They're coming in here and they're doing a job. And in a way, I probably, once this comes up, I might have an AI with a system like this, that's right easy in the same gear that I'm doing, so I don't have to jump around so much. Could be useful, maybe not. Maybe it's in the code, maybe it's not for the finished page or script that you're running. I don't know. I'm not that good yet. Well, certainly a note I wanted to touch on with everybody here. Seemed like a good guy. It's not the fanciest house in the world, but he seems like a young guy. And computer programmers nowadays, we're trying to make sure that if it's gonna do that, it's two parts useful. Yeah, so keep an eye on it. Catch you on the next one.